All right, everybody, it is day 841 of the All-American Startup Journey. We just got to the shop. We're going to have a great, fantastic day. And what's on my mind today is I was talking to a few people about our business, All-American Canine, and it's really interesting. I feel like there's always these cliche questions that people ask about business and when you're building things and all this stuff. And it didn't bother me, but I was just like, why do people ask these? Like, one of the number one questions I always get asked, well, who is your competitor? And I just answer, I don't have any competitors. I'm not trying to take anybody down. I'm not trying to conquer, dethrone anybody. Not my mentality. And even when I talk to investors or, bankers, they're like, well, who do you compare to? And I was like, nobody. I'm making single ingredient dog treats and I'm doing it at the best, highest level that I know how at this moment, and I'm going to continue getting it better. And just the mentality of I'm not worried what other people are doing, because if I'm focused on what I'm doing at the best capability that I can with excellence, it just takes care of itself. And so I kept getting asked this question, like, who's your competitor? Who's this? Or they would say, like, your competitor is talking bad about you. And I'm like, they're not my competitor. I'm not in competition with them. I'm not trying to beat these other players in this game that I'm in. I'm not. I'm only competing against myself. And I realized something with this mentality is I took myself back and I looked at everything, and the way that people do business when you're in competition is you're trying to beat, you're trying to destroy, you're trying to get the upper hand, and you do things in a different manner when you're not doing that. In fact, I bless them. The people that are selling stuff like me, I want you to succeed. There's no scarcity in the kingdom of God. There's none. And so, do I want to hit goals or do I want to hit certain things? Yes, but I'm not in competition with anybody else. And I was even just thinking about growing this business and how hard it actually is. But the interesting thing, though, is however it's super simple, stupid simple. There's really nothing complex about this, but it's incredibly hard. And I think a lot of people misunderstand hard and easy with simple and complex, those terminologies, because just because something's hard doesn't mean it's not simple. And I can't remember the movie, but I remember, I don't remember the actor's name, but he played in Top Gun, and he played a boxer. I don't remember the movie, but he had this amazing line, and this reporter at the end of the movie, it was a true story. He got his neck damaged, and everyone told him he could never go back in the ring. And this reporter asked him, what is something they told you that's not true or a lie? And he goes, it's not that easy. And she's like, come again? What's not that easy? He's like, no, that's what I was told. It's not that easy. And he says, if you just do the thing that everyone says you can't, then it's done. And it was incredibly hard, his journey. You get to watch this guy, this character. Like I said, it was a true story. He got in a car wreck, and everyone told him he'd never be able to go back in the ring, and he did. And then he won this huge fight. And that whole idea of simplicity, we overcomplicate what we're trying to do when things get hard. And so, going back to the competitorness world, that cutthroat, and I got people in my business that are very, into that stuff. And I'm not here to change anybody, but I'm here to set an example and lead. And I'm not in competition with these other pet companies and these other businesses. In fact, it's the opposite. And so, I don't know, that's what's on my mind today. We're getting close to 850. Man, when I set out on this journey, I don't think I ever imagined actually getting to day 1,000, just so you guys know. Like, I knew it was coming, but like, it just seemed forever, like 1,000 days making these videos and doing this stuff. And now that I'm really getting close to day 1,000, I feel like I'm just getting started. So like, I set, and this is like one of these goals, right? Like, I set out on this goal to make 1,000 videos, one a day, and to track this journey, to show you guys behind the scenes on what I'm doing. And I'm just getting started, everybody. Like, when I hit day 1,000, in my mind, that's 10%. I'm going for 10,000 days. And to go for that 10,000 days, like, on day one, I never would have dreamed of that, because it would have been this huge milestone that would have been so, like, in my mind, not even just hard, complex to like, how do I even do it, right? Well, that's why you just take one day at a time, one step at a time. And now that I'm getting close, I'm just like in a different mindset of hard versus simplicity, and they coincide actually a lot of the times. And so, yeah, that's what's on my mind. I usually don't make videos this long, and maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know if you even made it this far. So, who knows? Somebody probably won't really watch this until like day 5,000 or something to go back. But anyways, be blessed, and we'll see you tomorrow.